Life breaks on plow and parish, fields still wait, the ink still dries. Letters ride on urgent horses, liberty in hurried lines. Leave the furrow, drop the ledger, hear that distant rolling sound.
Alrighty, good evening. Let's see. Make sure I got all this up, because it always decides to not play nice with me. I noticed the title was wrong, so I changed the date just now. Redneck, how you doing, sir? Let's see. Redneck says he's been hearing that Iran is about to test nuke underground. I don't know if they actually got one or not. My question is, if they do test one, what can we actually do about it, or will they basically become North Korea? Well, if they do test one underground and it works, I guess all the people that said they didn't have one are going to look a little silly, right? How many people said, oh, they don't have it, they're never going to have it, saying they have it as a conspiracy? That'd kind of blow that one out of the water, right? Because what would it have been? Even with us bombing them, a month? A month and they got one? Yeah. That kind of screws up some people's concepts of what they had or didn't have. Good question, though. I think they become North Korea, man. I mean, what can you really do? Unless we go in there and start blowing the hell out of everything. Hold on, trying to get this thing to come up right. God damn it. There we go. Now I had to shut myself up. All right. There we go. Now I can see that one. And then, okay, I think this works. I think the live chat's working. I'm not sure. All right. So anywho, yeah, I don't think we could let them stay to be North Korea though. Then we'd have to do some other stuff. I just don't want to see anybody having to put boots on the ground that are ours. Yeah. Send the Kurds in. Send the Saudi Arabia guys in there. UAE. All these other dudes, man. They need to step up because they've been spending far too much time not doing anything. So I don't know why we always have to deal with them. You know, they can deal with them themselves. And if they start saying, well, we'll have terrorist attacks and well, okay, good. By the time you all deal with that, yeah? So let's see. So been paying attention to the California situation with our votes out here. Hopefully everybody is. It seems to be making the national news of what we got going on. So I'll explain to you guys how it works out here because I've had a couple conversations where people didn't know. All right, so we got what's called a jungle primary. Like, you don't go in and just vote for your party. Everybody's on there. So when I went and voted, because yes, I go vote, because that's what I tell you guys to do, there was 65 people on there running for governor. So the guy that was helping get my voting thing all set up, he's like, hey, you're going to have to scroll down a little. I was like, thanks. So, and I seen why. I had to scroll down a couple until I found the person I voted for, and then I voted for him. So the next question is, Steve, who'd you vote for? Bianco. The dude's been handling business for years now. He's been pushing back against him for years. Yeah, everybody says Hilton's going to win or whatever, but okay, cool. I had to at least try, yeah? So just because that dude's been doing it for years, man. He said no to the COVID stuff. Why is this not working right? Dude. Okay. That's weird. Hold on. I can't see none of the comments on my phone. I wonder why. Huh. That's weird. Hey, somebody put a comment in there so I can see what's going on with this thing. That is so weird. Okay, that's why I watch the phone too. All right, let me try it again. I'm going to jump out of this one. No. Hold on. No, it's not showing me the comments. Okay, can you guys even like see or hear anything in there? No, it's not showing me the comments. Yeah, it's working. All right, if somebody's out there, put a comment in there. I can't see it on my phone. I don't know why. That's really weird. Okay. Huh. All right, I know. We're having technical difficulties. Hold on. Let me try one of these other ones. No, I don't get. I don't see comments. Wow, that's weird. Okay. If you guys put comments in there, I can't see them. All I see is Redneck's comments. That's bizarre. Huh. Okay. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know how to fix that either. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, it's not showing comments. Why is it not showing comments? That is weird. All right, hold on. Let's see if I can fix this. Just, talk amongst yourselves. Why is it not showing them? I may have hit a weird button or something today. All right, let me see. Okay, it deleted a whole bunch of stuff I did on here. Why is that? That is weird. Wow. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, it does that. Okay, guys, hold on. I'm trying to see if it says anything about comments in here. Wow, that's just bizarre. It deleted all the other stuff I put in here. Okay. No, it's not. Wow. This doesn't even let me do that. Okay. Well, this blows. Huh. Dude, I have no idea why it's not showing comments. I don't see anything to open it up. Wow. Wow, that just blows. Okay. Yeah, I got nothing. Great. Okay. That's just fucking bizarre. Well, it's no fun if I'm just talking to myself. Hold on. Oh, now I can see them. It's on kids mode. No, I just switched it. Yeah, I deleted all that stuff. Okay, now I can see comments. And thank you, Terminal. I had no idea that it was on kids mode. I didn't do that. I just went to change the date earlier. Comments just popped up. All right. Now I feel better. Now I feel bad about myself because he called me a nerd. All right. Don't know why I did that. Probably my CIA handler didn't want me talking tonight. All right. So anyway, it's going to be interesting to watch how they try to get away with finding ballots over the next few weeks that it takes them to count. Yeah. So people say, okay, well, that's just California. No, those people that get voted in California, they get to make decisions, and then they get to take federal money, which is yours, right? And give it to people here. So it does affect you. Plus, they want to take this voting system and send it everywhere else. Oh, so where I was. Okay. So you got 65 people. the two with the most votes move on. So, yeah, redneck. I don't. There was something wrong with it. Terminal was right. I went and hit the button that said for to get off kids mode. I don't know why I got switched. So if you're out there and you can't see no comments, jump out, jump back in. It'll all be good. Okay, I got it now. Yeah, everybody refresh if you can't put a comment in there, and then it'll let you comment. Or get out and come back in, however you want to say it. Yeah? All right. I don't know why. CIA hates me. So anyway, so like for LA mayor, you got Bass, and then you got the Hilton dude, and then you got this other chick that nobody knows who she is, right? Because she's just a Democratic Socialist member. Yeah? So Pratt and Bass were supposed to be up there. Yeah? Well, somehow this other chick keeps magically getting closer. The last report I saw, there was 2,400 ballots turned in last night, and not a single one of them was for Pratt. But, you know, that's just because, you know, the things and stuff, and don't look here, look over there, yeah? Just remember, this is a system they want to use nationwide. C103, good evening, sir. Make sure I didn't miss nobody in there. Got Redneck, got Terminal, got C103. All right. Seems everybody else bailed out. Oh, whatever. Party on. All right, so let's do this. Let's start at the beginning for today. Where are we going? Let's see. No, that's not the one I want. That's the one I want. All right. Always a good idea to see it from somebody who might be a little prettier than me. I can get it to work now.
A color revolution is a communist globalist playbook to take over a country without tanks actually rolling down Main Street. It's how they flipped places like Serbia, Georgia, Ukraine, and they tried to flip a dozen others. The same exact playbook every single time. This is how they do it. One, they demonize the leader of the people who they actually voted for. Two, they flood the country with chaos like riots, open borders, economic pain. Three, they weaponize the courts, the media, and big tech to finish him off. And four, they install a puppet who sells the country out to China.
Doesn't that sound familiar? All right, that's enough of that. She just keeps talking about it. Let me get out of that one. Let's see, new fighting in Iran. Okay. And let me jump out of that one real quick and go back over here. That stuff's really annoying me this evening. I don't know why it is being so annoying. All right, we'll go to that one. And then, all right, so we've been saying that for a while, guys. Yeah? I'm glad the pretty little things on there, too, saying it, because then maybe some of you guys will pay a little more attention. As she was talking about the CIA and stuff, I asked Grok how many former CIA officers or staff currently hold political office. Only said two. The governor of Virginia and a senator from Michigan, right? But there were some other people in here that said, well, could be, maybe, you know, they could be staff members, but not actual CIA folks or whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. And I found it odd that, like, everybody wants to say the CIA, you know, is the center of everything. Cold-hearted bastard, hello, sir. Yeah, you're old enough to view the comments now. Sorry. I went to change the date, and I guess it changed everything. I don't know. I'm not a genius on this. Very pretty man. Oh, thanks, Terminal. Redneck saying color revolution may not work out right for them here. Yeah, I don't know. We're close. Yeah, so they're CIA agents, right? But then, wait, hold on. Years ago, I was told CIA three-letter agencies are bad. Tucker Carlson's daddy was CIA. What's his name? Sean Ryan worked for the CIA. It seems that all these people that are separating themselves from what they were saying before, they all seem to have some sort of connection to the CIA. But I'm dumb. I don't know nothing. Nope. I don't know nothing. All right, but I do know a couple things. I can like read. So when they were putting out this agreement thing between us and Israel, and the morons started running around saying, "Oh, we're selling out, we're selling out." Okay, I figured you guys didn't want to hear it from me. So again, we'll use somebody questionably prettier than me to get the point across.
The 2027 NDAA, did you even read the section, or did you just read that scary headline and go make your video? Section 224 is called the U.S.-Israel Defense Technology Cooperation Initiative, and no, it does not merge the two militaries or their chain of command.
What? But that was the whole basis for the videos they were making. And they were running around saying, that's it, that's it, that's it. They're trying to get us. The proof's right there.
It requires the Secretary of Defense to designate one executive agent to coordinate all of this rather than going through all of the offices and departments that it has to right now. It'll be concentrated in one area, so it'll be faster, smoother decisions. Basically, in simple terms, for people who just hate reading, it's shifting future.
Let me translate that for you. For you Southern folk that can't read.
Future work from the U.S. just paying Israel to buy our stuff back, like everybody says, to actually U.S. and Israel companies building together here on U.S. soil, which creates even more American jobs, and you're mad about it. Because that $200 billion that you're worried about is not anything to do with this bill at all. It's actually 75-year-old money that was already paid since 1948 to Israel. So I don't know what you're talking about, or actually more like you don't. And some people say they just don't want any foreign country here producing at all. And I understand that too, but these are U.S. leading companies on American soil purchasing U.S. gear. It's basically creating a similar partnership that we already have with the UK and Australia. So basically, you completely misread Section 224, or you intentionally didn't read it before making your video, because this is not a military takeover, and that's horrible misinformation. You literally somehow flipped the script from more American jobs to military takeover. Like, that was impressive work.
All right. So hopefully, since she's a little prettier than me, you might get it. Yeah? Just maybe. Hold on, I see there's a bunch of comments there. And Redneck says, see that Muhammad went to his rally. I got that one. The Redneck one, we'll get in there. Yeah. The anti-you rally. Yeah, we got that coming. Read bedtime stories. I'm sure she might if you were polite enough. All right, let me see where I was going on this one. Yeah. Okay. So, and then just to keep with the theme of maybe prettier than me, trying to say the same things that I've been saying to you guys for years. Of course, I've been wrong this whole time. Here we go. If it'll work. If I can get the sound to come on.
The same principles as a common debate tactic called the Gish Gallop. And whether purposeful or not, it's everywhere in modern media and politics. The Gish Gallop was coined in 1994 after Duane Gish, who would bombard opponents in a debate with falsehoods, non sequiturs, and cherry-picked factoids, delivered with speed and confidence. Those he debated against were unable to refute each point within the allotted time. This debate tactic was successful because it took little effort to make each individual point, but refuting the same argument took a lot of time and effort. This same tactic has been used on entire populations in the form of propaganda. Researcher Christopher Paul pointed out that Russia was using a modern propaganda model during the 2014 Crimea annexation. This new model, which relies on technology, is called fire hosing. And
okay, get ready. You're going to do some learning. It's called fire hosing. Pay attention.
Incorporates a high volume of continuous falsehoods without any commitment to consistency. This can be used to sow confusion, distrust, division, and discontent among adversary countries or your own population if you want to keep them unstable. Both tactics, the Gish Gallop and fire hosing, exploit what's known as Brandolini's law, that the amount of energy needed to refute a false claim is an order of magnitude larger than the energy needed to produce one. With the use of AI-generated content, the 24/7 news cycle, and constant access to social media, we are being bombarded with content we do not have the time to analyze.
And that's what most people do. They just read the headline. You know, like we were supposed to sign over our military to Israel, and Israelis would be collecting VA benefits here, and basically they owned all of America.
And RAND researchers found that when people are exposed to fire hosing, they retreat into cynicism. This leads to an apathetic population that's more accepting of further fire hosing.
Wait, apathetic. Black-pilled.
By their own government, politicians, algorithmic media, or foreign adversaries. There's a Russian information warfare strategy called fire hosing, and it operates on the same principles as a common debate tactic called the Gish Gallop. And whether purposeful or not, it's everywhere in modern media and politics. The Gish Gallop was coined in 1994 after Duane Gish, who would bombard opponents in a debate with falsehoods, non sequiturs, and cherry-picked factoids, delivered with speed and confidence. Those he debated against were unable to refute each point within the allotted time. This debate tactic was successful because it took little effort to make each individual point, but refuting the same argument took a lot of time and effort. This same tactic has been used on entire populations in the form of propaganda.
Does any of this sound familiar? Hopefully this sounds familiar.
Researcher Christopher Paul pointed out that Russia was using a modern propaganda model during the 2014 Crimea annexation. This new model, which relies on technology, is called...
Okay, now she's repeating herself. So, yeah, we keep talking about propaganda. Why? Because it's important. Why? Because it's being used against you. Why? Because it works. 5'10". Dang, Terminal, your standards are kind of high there, man. I'd let that young lady come over and read to me at night. Jeez. So it's there. It's happening. It's going on. And then are you getting involved in doing something, or are you just sitting on your hands? Okay? So I figured I'd start with all that kind of good stuff this evening to, plus to get some of you guys to wake up. Because, yeah, it's all around you, happening constantly, right? And let's move on to kind of a follow-up, kind of going along with some other stuff that's going on. Hold on, where is it? There it is. Oh, yeah. All right, so going to go over here where Mr. Andy knows at. Says a leftist douchebag here of Brooklyn, New York, has been arrested after threatening to kill a federal agent and his family during the ongoing riots outside the Delaney Hall Detention Center in Newark, New Jersey. Yeah. So, in case you guys don't know, this idiot boy here, let me see if I can get the picture to come up. This idiot boy here, he works for a fire department. So it wasn't too hard to figure out who he was. Yeah. He's the one that was yelling and screaming about killing the officer because he didn't have his mask on. You guys remember that one? Hopefully. All right. So, yeah, they got him. That's illegal. You cannot threaten to kill federal officers. Sorry. And why is that important? Because, hold on, let me run it all the way back. Because here is this fine person.
Poorly trained, masked ICE agents put communities across the country in danger. In this state,
I'll kill your whole family. Your whole family's dead.
At the same time, we're not going to allow masked federal agents to terrorize our state.
Come on, children, your wife, all dead. Put it, my boy.
We're not going to tolerate masked roving militias pretending to be well-trained law enforcement agents.
I have your face, motherfucker. You're dead. Dead.
So I'm proud to sign today's third and final bill known as the mask bill.
You will hate. You will hate. You will hate.
Poorly trained, masked ICE.
Yeah. So I had to put that in context of what she was saying. Here's where we got this one from, but he actually got the bottom video from Nick Sordo. Sordo? I think that's how you say it. Yeah, if that was in reverse, oh, golly, they'd want that officer just done for, right? Poorly trained militia? No, not really. I know guys that are out there holding the line right now, and they're not poorly trained militia. But it sounds good, yeah, because militia, bad. Because what is militia? Synonymous? That's the right word. Ooh, that was a big word, too. Synonymous with white boys. Oh, no. Yeah. All right. So, why is that all going on there? Because we're gonna go into this New Jersey thing that I don't think's getting enough coverage. Why? Because it's the prelude to riot season. Remember, I used to joke around and say California only had a couple seasons, and one of them was riot season. Hi. Now the rest of you got riot season. Okay, logistics. This is also at that same spot. This is their little tent thing. Let me go over here. That's where I get it from this dude. I'm trying to do it with a bigger screen, so hopefully you guys can see it better. But here's their logistics.
That's what I'm saying. if it's new, I'm gonna do something to talk about. If someone else is coming to me, I know it's not actually but I don't know right now what's
Okay, so some of you guys might think, well, that's not a big deal. Well, yeah, it is. That's how they keep the people there, man. They got food, they got water, they got medical stuff. The camera's all goofy because he's having to do it without them noticing.
Do you know if there's hand sanitizer anywhere? Like, or wipes or something? I'm sorry, what? Medical tent. Medical tent? Okay, thank you. Appreciate
Oh, that's not the medical tent? They have another tent just for medical stuff? Huh.
it. Go to the medical tent. See if we have... Oh, lasagna! Look at that!
You're back. I'm leaving.
Okay, and then the rest of that one's just him walking through the crowd. But then there is another one that shows outside a little better. I don't know if it was just cut out of this first one or something, but this one shows it better. Yeah, I think this is the right one. And obviously it's from Nick Sorter. Want to make sure you give the credit. But you can't keep people out there protesting if you don't have logistics. So when you see how many people they got out there and how much backing they need, that goes back to the how many support troops do you need to keep one fighter on the field? Yeah? Are you with me on that one? All right, hold on. Move back over here and make sure I'm keeping up with you guys. Smell like cast piss and dude, and unwashed bodies. Yes, Redneck, you are 100% correct. If I had to guess what that smelled like in there, yeah, exactly. All right, and then just because, like, again, I think it's not getting the attention it deserves, we're gonna go and hang out with these folks here for a minute. Here's another one. Oh, I got it from that Eric Daughtry dude. Doo-doo-doo. And yeah, this is Cam Higbee. He's one of the guys that he got off the couch. It's right here in the middle. He's a guy that goes and does reporting because he's not sitting on his couch talking about what he's going to do at some point. He's out there doing things, yeah? So let's see what happens.
Hold you fuckers up! Come on, dude. Hey! Give me all my shit! I have your phone. Take your What I mean, bro? Baldy, yo, bald guy, look at me. Guys, enough. Go, gotta go.
So in case you guys don't know, those are bottles full of frozen water being thrown at them. That should have hurt. That right there is ice.
Fucking wanker! Fucking pig! Run, the bitches! Run!
So they go over to the ice dudes. The ice dudes give them a hand getting out of there. Yeah? But remember, all cops are bastards. And just to give him props on some of the stuff that he's doing there, this is this is one of the reasons that, you know, they want to attack him and stuff, right? So this is from his thing. Wait, hold on. This is from this guy's thing, Vince something or another. But this is what this Hagby does when, you know, they're doing little live streams and stuff. Let me run it all the way back. There we go.
Prisoners call their loved ones frantically that they're being fed maggots,
They call their loved ones. How'd they get access to a phone? If the conditions are so bad, how'd they get a phone, bro?
Oh my God.
Holy shit! Oh my God, fogged again! Fogged again, dude!
Guy is so stupid.
How'd they get phones
This
in
is
there,
so
bro? The
stupid.
conditions are so bad. How are they calling their loved ones? You're a fucking schmuck! Holy shit! These guys are retards!
When
So that's why they don't like that dude. And so somewhere in one of those conversations about this whole not feeding them thing, it's actually ridiculous. Somebody said, well, why are they letting them make phone calls? Because they have to, man. You know, everybody gets phone calls. That's just how it works. Because some people were saying, oh, it must be the guards bringing in the phones and giving it to them. No, they get phone calls. That's how the policies are written and what happens, you know. If you don't like any of that stuff, get somebody else to write different policies. But they give them phones. It's just weird what people think goes on. Like the hunger strike. 3 times a day, they're offered food. Because by policy, that's what you got to do. So it's not that they're not feeding them, it's they're not eating. But to the people on the outside, they're starving. Man, shut the fuck up. All right, hold on. Let me see this one right here. So because to keep you guys from having to do it, I've been watching this. Yeah. And then I found this clip, and it was absolutely beautiful. This fine, outstanding human being in the front was very annoying for probably 2 hours, walking around, taunting the officers, saying stupid stuff, trying to antagonize everybody. What's that word everybody likes to use? Provocateur. There you go. He was being a provocateur, doing stuff like this, sitting right in front of the officers, daring them to do something. So when this happened, I laughed really hard. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? And that was a beautiful example of a snatch team snatching a guy. You know, you know. But yeah, so there was agent provocateurs out there, right? Oh. And let me see, hold on. Could be a deadly weapon. They got tablets in there now and can text as long as they got money on their books now in prison. Yeah, that the tablets, that's after my time. So but they still get their phone call to family or representatives. Yeah. It's not, people just don't know, right? They think that being in corrections or detained or whatever is this weird, bizarre world that, you know, their uncle tells them about when he gets out, and not what it really is. Yeah. All right. So then, let me go over here and grab this one. Hey, this next sorter dude has been all over it. And so if you don't know who he is, I think we should probably know who he is. Yeah. No. Let's see. DHS confirms ICE arrested rioters who came all the way from Portland. Note that's the other side of the country. What does that show? Hold on.
From New Jersey came from Portland to lead. We've seen that they've been well supplied. We've seen Antifa flags being flown. And once the state police came out, and which, by the way, awesome group of guys, they understand crowd control very well, and they started pushing the individuals back after they warned them, started making arrests. You saw that the situation quickly got under control. And for us, when we first started calling.
Okay, so when the state police and the local PD came out there, the situation got under control. Hold that thought, yeah?
And they were simply saying they didn't have the resources. And it's interesting to me that they finally found the resources and started clearing their streets. We can control our building. We can provide security for our own building. But if the city and state streets, that is their job to do. However, we will do it if we have to protect our employees, individuals.
Okay, so a couple of things to take out of that. You heard him say logistics. You heard him say they're organized. You heard him say they came from other places, right? I don't know. Some of that may sound familiar, but what the fuck do I know? Anyway, all right, so let's go over here and go down here. Same dude. If you don't know who Eric Daughtry is, you probably should. Yeah, Redneck knows who he is. Uman does too, and a couple other people that I don't know who. All right, New York, New Jersey Democrat douchebag just lifted the curfew for Delaney Hall ICE facility mere minutes before it took effect. Huh. Yeah. So now they're going to get rid of the curfew, which is the reason why the state police and local police went in.
We don't want anybody to get no asses whooped or to be hurt or anything like that. This is peaceful. And so they have lifted the curfew. And so they're giving us instructions as to how they're going to open up and allow y'all to go down.
So, yeah, they took that as a victory. The power to the people. They are winning because they're getting what they want. Yeah? I keep talking about symbology. Well, there it is, right there. Yeah?
I'm here with you, so we're going to listen. We're going to listen peacefully.
So the important part is we're going to do it in an organized fashion so that they don't stop it or anything like that. They're going to allow you to go down. They got to make sure the traffic happens.
Okay.
The trucks and stuff. So we're just getting that part together for the traffic so that.
So is it okay? I just got one demand. I feel like I speak for the people here. If they could
Notice he said, I just got one demand.
stand 10 feet or maybe 15 feet away from us and follow that way because they're too close. No, go ahead.
Yeah. So now that they think they have a victory, they want more demands. And quite honestly, why would the left open it up like that? Because they need that confrontation. They need that grinding, right? They need something to happen. They need somebody to get shot. They need somebody to get run over. They need something bad to happen. Go back to the arguably prettier than me ladies we had discussing this before. Yeah? Cause chaos. Huh. Sounds familiar. Wayne, evening, sir. How are you? And Redneck says the media wants you to think they just black bagged them off the street and they disappeared. Yeah, exactly. That's why they don't show all the stuff. That's why they edit it, you know? And just don't even bother to show you. Just report it. Yeah, this protester was snatched up. Yeah, not that for 2 hours he was instigating. All right, and then further along with this New Jersey thing, the city of Newark. Oh, right there. Let's see. Mayor Roz J. Baraka? I don't know. Statement on scaling back police presence at Delaney Hall. Let's see if I can get this to come up big enough where I can actually read it. All right, hold on. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to read all that. Let's see. For the past year, advocates have peacefully assembled at Delaney Hall with discipline, purpose, and unwavering commitment. Huh? This is the mayor of the city saying that. The commitment was disrupted on Memorial Day when a sharp and troubling shift occurred. ICE increased its presence and engaged protesters in ways that escalated tension and led to unnecessary confrontation. Oh, ICE is the bad guys. Alrighty. Since the city stepped in, we have worked to restore calm and uphold our values. As a result of our involvement, arrests have dropped dramatically from 80 to just 3. We have accomplished this without the use of force, tear gas, or aggressive policing. The New York Police Division, Newark, I can't say it, Police Division has remained focused on de-escalation and ensuring protests remain peaceful. We must also be clear that the limits of the city's role. It is not the responsibility of the Newark Police Division to secure a private facility. We have made it clear to the Geo Group, who has its own private security firm, that securing their facility is their responsibility, not the city's. Our intention was to never to protect Delaney Hall or HSI, but to bring calm It is a clear contradiction to the city's position with Geo Group to remain there. Hold on, there's more. There it is. Therefore, we will not continue to spend resourced and tax dollars and an already strapped budget to safeguard a privately owned facility, especially when it places our officers at unnecessary risk. Nor will we ask our officers to engage in practices that contradict our values of fairness, restraint, and respect for human rights. Given the significant reduction in unrest, the city will begin scaling back its presence at Delaney Hall. After tonight, NPD will focus on traffic management and public safety, ensuring the protection of both protesters and motorists. We urge all protesters to remain peaceful so that attention remains focused on the urgent health and safety needs of detainees and the closing of Delaney Hall. Wow. It seems like the mayor there's picked a side. Huh. And then they wonder why it motivates people to do stupid shit when the people in charge are picking a side. Yeah. Let's see. Wayne says, uphold our values, not the law. Yeah, exactly, sir. So, Palmetto, hello, sir. I'm here. Sorry. Was giving my sex trophy that never stops taking a bath. Oh, all right. So now when you get these dudes that want to go take shots at people and they want to go assault people and they want to use violence, then they'll turn around and say, well, that mayor said, as Wayne put it, I'm upholding our values, and this is the only way I know how to do it. Attack the reporters that are there. They don't uphold our values, right? It's all part of the propaganda, going back to the beginning part. It's all part of the mind fuck, I don't know how else to say it, to get people to do stupid shit, right? It's all part of that color revolution that pretty young lady was talking about. So, and let's see, Wayne's saying the biggest sign of a stupid and incompetent person is their ability to complicate simple things. Yes. And hopefully you're not saying that's me. All right, let's see. Hold on, let me look where I was going after that one. I forgot where I was going with these ones, but hold on, we'll just roll with it. I was trying to put them all in categories, but I might have screwed up on this one. Let's see. Okay, here's where I got this from. Don't know much about them. So yes, suicidal empathy will be the death of Western civilization. It says every human being on the planet, get this, has the legal right to be in the United States. And then there's a period. Regardless of their criminal record, or even if they're outwardly stated their hate for this country. They have the right to be here and voice their opinion. Oh, I know where I'm at. Now we're talking about the states. This would be the Boston mayor, Michelle Wu. Yeah, they have a right to be here and voice their opinion. Really? Really? Every human being has a right to just be here. We don't have a right to borders. We don't have a right to laws because they just have a right to be here. And she's the mayor of Boston. So how do you think that affects the rest of the operation in Boston? Yeah. And until a couple years ago, I always thought Boston dudes were like tough guys or whatever. And then I found out a lot of Boston dudes are just leftist little twats. But all right, so we're into one of my favorite segments of the evening. What's going on in the States? So we'll go from Boston. Here's Andy No again. Over to Portland, Oregon. Woohoo! Yeah. So nobody's talking about it, but that ICE facility out there is still under siege. I don't know how else to say it. Yeah. Hold on. So far left anti-ICE extremists jump on and attack a car on the road outside the ICE facility. When the driver tried to reverse to leave, they began hitting the car more. The militants also photographed the driver to put his or her photos on the internet to be attacked later. So, as a reminder, there's still people out there fighting these dudes that nobody's talking about because it's not cool. For a while, there was a bunch of cool YouTuber dudes that were like showing up there and doing interviews. And then they found something else shiny to talk about, right? And for everybody asking, if you needed to get out of there, that seemed the appropriate method to get out of there with, right? Instead of just stomping on the gas pedal and then being arrested. Yeah? All right. Okay. Let me go back over here. Hey, Bob's here. Hello, sir. How are you? So, there's still things going on. And that's why we keep bringing them up, so you don't forget, yeah? Because too many people are shiny, 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 squirrel, right? And they just move on to the next thing. And we don't want that. We're trying to get a cohort of people that actually have an IQ. And let's see. Cold Hearted says, I do have a way to install cattle fence charger around the truck to keep the cattle off of it. That would be an interesting thing to know in case you needed to move cattle out of your way. All right, so moving along here. Again, I keep asking why folks don't go out there if it's just down the street from their house. But anyway, here's this Subex news person. Don't know nothing about him. Ooh-man does, I guess. Let's see. Illinois this time. Senate just passed legislation allowing out-of-state illegal immigrants to receive in-state tuition at all Illinois public universities. Yeah. So again, where did that start? California. And now it's in Illinois. And guess what these universities get? Federal funding. So your money at the federal level is going to help Illinois give illegals in-state tuition. Because they still have to pay their oh so important teachers something. Yeah. So, and if you think your tax dollars don't go to it, all right, just keep your head planted firmly in your ass, and everything will be all right. So, no. Palmetto saying, you know what's funny? YouTube won't let me post a mission in the Marine Corps Rifle Squad. Really? I don't doubt that at all. So, and let's see. Redneck says, I know a guy that has one hook to his front bumper, and I'm sure we could up the ampage. Well, I mean, if that would be necessary to get rid of the cows when you're driving through the field trying to feed them for their own safety. All right, and then I've noticed this other little thing that seems to be a new trend that's slowly being done here, slowly being done there. Here's where I get this from. Don't know nothing about them. Yeah. They're canceling 4th of July parades. They're canceling the 250th anniversary of America. Why? Because America, bad. Look at that. Who's right in the middle? That would be Comrade Bass, who spent years going to Cuba, learning how to be a good commie. Well, they're canceling the parade here in one of the small towns. So let me make sure I get the exact same one. No. Hold on. No, see, everybody's talking about her being part of a communist brigade. For you guys who've been hanging out here, you already know that. Dang it, it was in here somewhere, but I don't know where the hell it went. Just so you guys can see some of the other stuff that people are putting up, yeah? Yeah. So, not just here, but in other states, because this is in California, and other states have seen the same thing where they're doing that, yeah? And then we're going to go on to one of my favorite states to mess with. That would be called Texas. Why? Hopefully there's Texans hiding out in the chat and I can make them angry. Here's this. That's where I got it from. Because for years they hid behind being in Texas and said, well, this is what you should have done in California. Don't tell me, show me. So let's see. This weekend, the Radical Party for Socialism and Liberation, Marxist revolutionary outfit. Take to the streets in Texas with their Texas Fight Back circus. Huh.
Today marks the first ever statewide coordinated action against immigration repression in Texas. Today is history.
Texas has always been a laboratory for repression. The state declared war on immigrant communities long before Trump did. But despite these policies being baked into the system,
hell, we wouldn't let none of that here happen if they did that here. That must be California.
the people have never stopped fighting back. We, immigrants, make this system run. And unlike our leaders, we're not going to sit quietly while they trample over us. There is no denying that immigrants' rights are students' rights, are women's rights, are queer and trans rights. Immigrants' rights are what?
Hold on, let me see. Hold on. Just tried to split it in two and still wouldn't post. Oh, I believe it. Didn't she just have a bunch of ballots life flighted in to her campaign? Okay, so the video that was going around of the helicopters, that was the SOP. That's how they get them there because it's down south. So they fly as many as they can by helo down to get them there closer. Let's see. Wayne's saying it was 28 to 31, and then magically she went from 28 to 40. Yes, sir. No matter how he tries it, it won't let him post it. Alrighty. Let's see. Redneck says, not fair. You hit us with we have a problem. But hold on, there's more.
Workers' rights. This movement is not led by politicians. It is led by the people. When we build together, when we organize together and build a movement, we can...
Hell, I'd never seen no shit like that in Texas. Who's this disrespectful motherfucker wearing this uniform saying fuck ice? If that shit happened in Texas, we take care of it. We got guns.
Actually take down ICE.
Yeah, so basically this is the Punk Out Texas portion of the show because I got tired of hearing it. Yeah. So, sorry. I know. Somebody got a hold of me the other day and said I really made them with a Texas quite mad. I don't care. Here's where we get this one from. Let's see. Texas, holy shit, taxpayers will fund the most dangerous Muslim Brotherhood operations we warned about last month. No way. So instead of reading all this to you, I'll just let you know that, and watching all that, yeah, you're going to start paying for kids to go to Muslim schools. Your tax dollars. Yeah. No. Just see. There you go. The Texas comptroller approved 2 more North Texas Islamic schools. All right, I'm not sure. Is Houston and Dallas in North Texas? Because supposedly those are the only 2 places that have issues, right? Just like it used to be San Francisco and LA. And I know I'm going to keep beating the dead horse because it's fun for me. Yes. Here we go. Okay. So then, just to keep things lined up in the state stuff, let's see. Hold on, you guys are saying stuff. Dude, no matter try won't work. Hit us with the Houston. We have a problem. Redneck says, last time I was in Houston, some kid hit my semi-truck and lost. Oops. Not good. All right, so now I separated it on purpose so that way you guys wouldn't just drone out. But here's that governor chick again for the great state of New Jersey. Yeah, former Navy helicopter pilot on a mission to deliver for you. Alrighty. Let's see. They are increasing funding for the Deportation Defense Initiative by $12 million for a total of $20.2 million. Wow. They're launching the Rapid Legal Response Initiative to expand statewide legal capacity for emergency immigration defense and supporting immigrant families across New Jersey. Wow, they got to make sure that they get due process under the law, and more New Jersey attorneys are mobilized to stand up for the fundamental human right of detainees and their families. And we know that they all have a human right to come here, even if it's because they hate America. Right? Right. All right, pause there for a second. Let me catch up over here. Hey, Palmetto, this is going to be the one I talked to you earlier about. If you got anything new on it, type it in there. Yeah? So, when we watch this next one, for you guys that have a clue, listen to the amount of firepower they're able to put down. I won't do the whole thing because it's like 8 minutes. And then we'll go to the part where the sheriff there says what the enemy was trying to do. So, no. Let's see. Redneck saying, I did, however, see that ICE got their funding with DHS in the middle of the night. Hey, Redneck, DHS and ICE, well, ICE in particular, they were funded through the end of the year. So all that stuff they were doing, not passing, what was it, the budget or whatever? Yeah, that was all BS. That's why TSA got shut down and not ICE. All right, so that's where you get this from. Yep, this is in South Carolina. Yeah, so Richland County Sheriff's deputies pinned down by black gunmen who were attempting to flank them. And Marie Devar, 18, neutralized. So one of them, I guess, got it. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Like I said, I'm not going to play the whole thing.
Oh, shit. There he is. Shot fired! Shot fired! Shot fired!
So let's see. That would be called suppressive fire, or that could be called an ambush. And remember, because I know just a few years ago, all the supposed patriots told me that the police officers don't need vests. Hell, they don't even need guns, right? But okay, yeah. So, yeah, and what do these guys get out with? A pistol. There was a whole lot of rounds coming towards them, and they actually have to ID their targets before they fire back. You guys caught the muzzle flashes, hopefully.
Show me your hands! Hey, stay down. Yeah, first. Shots fired at police. Shots fired at police. Zayd, you good? I can't get over there.
Okay, hold on. I saw comments. Hold on. It's easier to see them on my phone. And brass flying. Yeah. Oh, gosh darn it. Now my phone doesn't want to work right again. Roger Dodger. Haven't heard anything new on it yet. Still investigating. All right, Palmetto. Good to go. Wayne says they found federal agencies through the end of the fiscal year. Yeah, there was just a couple of them they hadn't got to yet. So, I knew that, but that's the way they were reporting it. Brass flying from Bob. That's why when they fuck over the military, it's always the end of September. Yeah. Send in social workers. There you go. And terminal element. Oh, wait. Hold on. There's tear stains on your comment. Leos shouldn't have weapons that I'm not allowed to own. Although Leos go out and put their asses on the line every day, they should be treated just like everybody else, but then they shouldn't have a right to defend themselves. I'm just fucking with you, terminal element. I'm just going through all the normal comments I hear. Odds are it was an ambush. Yeah, send in them social workers. Don't care. Aw.
Come over here. Get over here. Yeah, here. Come on. Danny, head back. Head back. Hey, we got bricks right here. a lot of.
So yeah, so they're in a firefight, and then let me go over here where. Wait, let me back it up a little bit, and let me back it up a little bit more. There we go.
Summit here in Richland County, a highly populated community, and as you heard, multiple times our deputies were fired on. I think I heard at least 5 separate instances. We're gonna play this again. And the first video of Ramirez, which was important about that, she identified them as with the sheriff's department. So there was no doubt who they were. And if you'll see the muzzle flashes of them shooting multiple times. And I mean multiple times with a probably assault rifle and probably some handguns. But they also, as the deputies were getting out of the kill zone, you'll also see that they were still shooting at them. They were trying to flank them. They'd left where they originally shot at them, and then they were trying to flank, which means get around the deputies, cut them off, and come to a blind side. So most of what you're looking at is initially is our deputies getting out of that kill zone. Heard them talk about this is bricks, trying to find somewhere where they could get cover that would protect them, which was a brick wall, anything would hard. So this is what happened this morning. And
so in America, our cops are having firefights with people with strange names. Yeah. All right, Terminal. We're gonna get an argument. All right. Don't let your feelings get hurt. Let's see. Terminal says, let me see if I can get this right. There's nothing different about a Leo from every human being watching this. They're not our superiors. Their lives aren't more or less important. They are equal humans to us. Yeah. Okay. Never said anything about being superior, but there's more chance of me having a bad day than you. Yeah? Sorry. And having the few things that we're allowed to have is a benefit of doing the job. So raise your hand, take the oath, do the job, dude. You know what I mean? It's all good if you get upset. I really don't care. Because the same people that want to say that we're all equal then say cops can't just punch somebody in the face. You know, that, oh, they knew the job was dangerous when they took it, blah, 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 blah. So anyway. And plus, I mean, Terminal, you're a fireman. We know there's an inbuilt jealousy between firemen and Leos. All right, let's see. Where are we going now? Okay, so I need help with this one. I don't know about this one. It says media blackout, the Islamization of Russia is accelerating, and Putin is actively leading the charge. I don't know. They're saying that the same thing's going on in Russia that's going on everywhere else. I don't know. I haven't seen a whole bunch about it, but here's some of it, I guess. And we'll speed it up a little bit because it's like 5 minutes of this. But we've seen this everywhere else, too. And I know some people say, oh, Russia doesn't do that. But, well, I don't know. I'm seeing stuff in Russia. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the heck that is. But, yeah, I don't know. So if somebody knows a little bit more about the Russia stuff, please let us know. Because this seems to be happening there too. Huh. A global situation. Speaking of global, since we're going international. What's the next one? They grow up. Keep the cop. They can't use catfish flyers to get answers from suspects. This is true, Redneck. That is true. Let's see. Where's the next one? I just don't feel like having that argument right now, Terminal. I'll explain to you why you're a lesser human being to me another time. So, Radio Genoa, I'm not sure how to say it. But this is Helsinki Cathedral, Finland. I'm surprised it's not burning since so many are burning. Huh. Remember, symbology means a lot to the opposition. Oh no, there's music. Can't have music. Music's bad. Okay, so do we recognize the color scheme? Let me back it up just a little bit. Red-green alliance that now other people are talking about. I didn't coin the phrase. We just pointed out that they were working together beforehand. But remember, symbology, they're raising the flag. Yay, look at that. They're winning because they're allowed to raise their flag at this holy spot for what they consider the enemy. And, oh, hold on. And come on, do it again, do it again, do it again. Ah, can't get it. Anybody know what that flag is? I do. And let's see. There was one other one I was trying to find in here, but I don't remember where it's at. Huh. But that crowd looks familiar. Is that London or is that Helsinki? I'm not sure. Is that Chicago, London, or Helsinki? There seems to be a common denominator in all of those. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. All right, let me catch up with you guys. Hey, there's 10 people hiding in here now already. What's it say? I'm just driving engagement on your channel while teaching you about these bedrock foundational principles our nation was built upon. You're welcome. All right, Terminal, I'll let you have that one. All right, all right. So next we get the always fun question. What can we do? There's nothing we can do except for stand around in circles and get drunk and touch each other's penises and tell each other how cool we are. So going back to New Jersey, yeah. Hold on, that's where we get this one from. Don't know much about them. So let's see. Antifa has left a disgusting mess here. These people don't value human life or our country whatsoever. Huh. America First New Jersey is here to support ICE and clean up this mess. Well, let's see what this younger looking fella has to say.
Hey guys, Mike Crispy here, and I am at the now infamous Delaney Hall in Newark, New Jersey. We are setting up for our pro-ICE, support ICE demonstration hosted by the America First Republicans. But as we get here, I want to show
America First Republicans. That would sound like a group. Huh. I don't know. And hey, Scott Fick, did I say hello? I don't remember. Who you been hanging out with? Kelly Funny Gutsy? No, that was from being around too many Blackfield dudes. I realized that's all they were doing.
you guys the remnants of what is left behind by the Antifa agitators, the people who claim that they're doing the right thing. But does anybody who leaves a scene like this, a disgusting scene like this, does anybody who treats their streets?
Okay, so why is it important we see this? Because if you can do nothing else and you are having some kind of incident near you, you can do this to show people, yeah? You can do something.
Like this, love America or love their neighbors or love thy fellow man? The answer is absolutely not. These people are anarchists, and this speaks to the overall mindset and temperament of these people. Messy, sloppy, disorganized, hateful, wasteful, and really not valuing human life in any form. So these people are all paid to be here. These people, I saw them getting out of the car, all foreign license plates, and we're going to stand here tall and proud in support of our ICE officers. Thank you very much.
We're here. How many
What's up,
you got?
brother? How you doing?
We supporting ICE 100%.
That's right. That's
And
right,
Donald
my man.
Trump.
Good to see you.
All right, I can't understand nothing with that accent. I ain't got a clue what that dude said. But the point of that one is, this is the what can we do segment. Get off your couch and do something, yeah? Even if it is just recording shit like that and showing people, yeah? Sending the street sweeper, yeah. No, black pilled, yeah, black pilled. Because black folks are out doing stuff, but black pilled guys just sit in their lopsided trailer on their lopsided couch or sitting around a little bonfire, touching each other's penises, telling each other how cool they are. All right, get from this person, don't know much about them. So here we go. This is what we're talking about, Redneck, the anti-you rally. So remember, last week we were talking about this rally that was coming up, right? In Frisco, Texas. First look at the Redneck rally outside of Frisco City Hall. Yeah. This is a direct counter-protest to the planned rally against Redneck. Because fuck Redneck. That was planned by Zol Mohammed. Mohammed stated that tonight was dedicated to celebrating the contributions of our local Asian community and letting a bunch of trailer park trash yokels know what the world really thinks about them. So, let's see what they did in Texas. Did some of them get off the couch? It appears so. Well, holy shit, there's nothing you can do about nothing, but all them people seem to be doing something. Hold on. I gotta jump over here as quickly as I can to show some more people doing something. Yeah. So this here's when that fella shows up. Hold on, make sure I give credit where I got it from. Sarah Fields, don't know nothing about her. Yeah? Oh. Hey, Redneck, you follow her. Look at that. Redneck. Yeah, all right. So the fella that organized it, he's this little douche right here in the middle. He decided to show up and show his face. So I guess he gets credit for walking out there knowing that nobody could actually hit him because the rules say that you can't hit him. But he's a manly man. Let's watch. Not watching all 7 minutes, by the way. Anybody know what that flag is right there on the right? I don't know what it is. And yes, I'm all about the symbology, so. USA! 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 Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can get, let's say, like over here. Oh, wait, let me back it up. Okay. Okay, so the fella standing in front of him, I'm not sure what the law is in Texas. I don't know if you're able to hear him, but he gets this guy to say that he'll throw down with them, and then he asks the police officers if it's mutual combat or something. Is there a mutual combat law in Texas? I don't know. Okay, so people are like, well, that doesn't matter. Yeah, it does matter because this fool didn't get to get the limelight and stand there with nobody confronting him. Because then what did he just say? Oh, they're cowards. And remember, symbology. So his group would have been like, yeah, we got the power. Nobody's doing nothing. I'm trying to find the part where they talk about it. Okay, again, can somebody tell me what this flag is right here? I have a feeling that this flag and this person holding it and this person here are actually on his team. Okay, so anybody, I don't remember the name for it, but there's a name for it when you're surrounded, and then you start like being sympathetic to the people that have you surrounded to try to save your own ass. I forgot what it's called. What's the Hydra flag, Palmetto? And there is a mutual combat law there? Okay, I didn't know. I wasn't sure. And no Cheetos. No Cheetos tonight. Freaking people. No Cheetos. I don't remember where it's at. Like I said, I watched all this before just so you guys wouldn't have to. But yeah, oh, here we go. This is it.
Is that not mutual combat? Can we not box right now? Can we not box right now? Hey, is it not mutual combat? Get the fuck out of our country! You're fraud.
So anyway, the point being is if he didn't see all these people here, he'd be out there being the superhero, right? So get off the couch. All right, let me see. Hold on. Oh, okay. And let me catch up with you guys. They have to move to public property. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know how that works. Life support, Hail Hydra. Oh, like G.I. Joe? Stockholm Syndrome. Thank you, Terminal. That's it. Bob said, told my wife I joined Antifa. She hit me in the nuts with an Eskimo stick. All righty. Oh, a screaming stick. Sorry. All righty. She should hit you twice. Just for making the bad joke. So that's why you get off the couch, yeah? That way that guy doesn't get the limelight, gets to make it look symbolic that he's there by himself, and that their side should keep doing things, yeah? I don't know how else to say that, guys. If they're out there doing stuff, you should do stuff. I'm not saying go out there and be stupid, but go out there and let it be seen. Otherwise, they think there is no opposition, yeah? Life support, yeah. I get it. All right, following up on things, because nobody follows up on Jack. And this is straight from Progressive Democrat, Oregon Governor, committed to building a future of opportunity and justice for all Oregonians. Dun, dun, dun. Well, what does she want to say? Let's run it back that 1 second. We don't want to miss any of it.
Hi, Oregon. Governor Kochek here. After hearing from concerned Oregonians, I want to take a moment to be very clear about where I stand on IP28. I oppose it. Criminalizing activities like hunting and fishing would be wrong for Oregon. I know tribal leaders, family farmers and ranchers, and Oregonians across the state who care deeply about protecting our land, waters, and wildlife. This petition does nothing to help them, and it risks criminalizing common agricultural practices that are critical to Oregon's economy. I believe that we can have an honest conversation about responsible conservation and animal welfare without attacking the people who feed our communities or enjoy Oregon's outdoors responsibly. My focus continues to be on making Oregon a state where everyone can thrive. Say no to IP28.
What? After hearing from people that said, how are you going to get any food in your state? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. And I saw... All right, Palmetto. And let's see. Here we go. Cutting off alternative sources of food for your family. Yeah. And then just any sources of food. They didn't... If that law passed, you couldn't even kill a cow to make hamburger with, right? Because those idiots think that the food comes from the grocery store. Well, why do you got to hunt? Just go to the grocery store. So we got to kill it? So, and Palmetto says before he goes, hunters care more about animals and do more for animals than people at the protest. This is true. And let's see, Redneck saying most of the conservation money comes from hunting and fishing license. They don't know that though, dude. Just like they don't realize that the food they get, farmers grow. You know, they just think farmers are out there doing farmer stuff. They have no idea that that's where their food comes from. All right, here's this person again. Hey, so everybody remember in Texas, since we like bashing on Texas, so they had the school that got rid of the pro-Sharia principle. Yeah, they're trying to get them in there again. So they're trying to put them back in, right? Says here now the Red Green Alliance. Remember that. It's becoming the term to use. Muslim American Society of Dallas, Faith Power Alliance, Jewish Voices for Peace, BLM Radicals, DSA Marxist, and Indivisible Activists are flooding the district with 33,000 plus emails, holding emergency press conferences at the Islamic Unity Center, which just honored convicted cop killer Jamal al-Aman, and planning to invade tomorrow's board meeting. Huh. Yeah. Remember, all the school district stuff and everything else, it doesn't matter. Yeah. But that's a little follow-up to that now they're pushing back. So, oh yeah, okay, I know where I'm going now. Let me catch up. The way the proposition law reads, all livestock would have to be turned loose to the wild. Yeah, exactly, Cold-Hearted. That's exactly how they wrote it. And then they would go to the grocery store and go, well, how come we don't have any food? Because that's how stupid they are. Because look at the education system. I'll use that as my excuse for everything now. I got California education. I got like the 48th level education or whatever it is. So yeah, as I was going through social media over the week, this thing came up again. You know, the whole mark of the beast, and oh my golly, they're going to give us all a number, and blah 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 blah. Right? All right. I hate to break it to some of folks out there, especially I don't know the guys under probably I don't know 50, 40, something like that. Oh look, Old Salty Marine, just like the name. After that, I don't know. Says history lesson on your Social Security card. Yeah, until the 1980s, you weren't allowed to use that for identification purposes. Yeah. So he goes through the whole thing. The reason that I'm bringing it up is because you already have a number, man. So can we please just move beyond that one? You've had a number for a long time. Could you please stop wasting your energy on that? Thank you. That was your public service announcement for this evening. Bob says starvation is the most used weapon in history. Yes, it is, sir. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. I see where they said funding for that law is all coming from Russia and California. Probably. I wouldn't doubt it at all, Redneck. Not one bit, dude. So, but all right. So doing a little more of the follow up. Found a different angle in his own words. So let me get this one going here. Everybody remember this little fella from last week? We didn't have as good a picture, right? Because that was the only angle I could find where it says Black Panther Party. Panther Power. Little Black Panther right there. Got that little black LA hat on. That's why I wore my gray one. So we ID'd him and what he was, right? Oh, and here's that Cam Higby guy again. This is why they don't like him, because he does stuff like this. So we ID'd him a week ago. Yeah? Everybody good with that? Yeah? All right, now listen to what he is.
Chairman Africa of the Black Panther Party in New Jersey. No, I asked you if you supported ICE, if you came out because you supported ICE. If you support people that run around kidnapping people off the streets, that speaks to you. What kind of person are?
What do you mean kidnapping? I mean, these
What
people
do you-
have committed crimes.
Who told you they committed crimes?
8 U.S. Code 1325 and comprehensive violation. What do you mean?
Who told you? That's why you come with security. And if I start whooping your ass, they're gonna come help you. I'm talking to you.
Why violence? Why do we resort to violence?
You're a fucking piece of shit. You're standing here lying for the police, for the pigs. You're lying.
You're the one who wanted to talk to me. You wanted to talk to me.
Because I wanted to find out who you was. And you was too scared to say you was a racist piece of shit. You was scared.
I'm not racist.
If he wasn't here, I'd take your ass down and whoop your ass. That's what I would do.
Resort to violence.
No, it is. Yo, this is violence.
All right, in case you forgot who he was.
My name is Chairman Africa of the Black Panther Party in New Jersey. No, I asked you if you supported ICE. If you
Okay, I just want to tell you that's called self-identifying. Yeah. So we have the stuff here, and then he just self-identified to say he's part of that group. So if you've been running around with us, you know what group he is, you know what they're about, and then you knew a week ago who he was. Looks like that guy from the Carmelo protest. No, but yes, he looks like him, acting like him, saying the same stuff. I haven't grabbed anything from that one yet because it just seems like bullshit. But Redneck, if you saw that video of the guy that you're talking about, what was the necklace he was wearing? Okay. Cold Heart is saying also 2 cases of suspected screw worms found in Texas. Yeah, I was waiting to see if anything else came of that one. And Scott Fix saying, what's the difference between Cali and Russia? In California, we have hot Latinas. Yeah? 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 Let's see. Wayne saying, I don't care where their conservation money comes from. I'm not buying a license to ask permission from the government to feed my family. I stopped buying permits after the 08 crash and had to put food on the table. You will ask permission to hunt the king's deer. Scott Fick, heard you all one slightly used Duke governor. And let's see. Oh, gosh darn it. There you go. When food prices went up, this is Wayne, sky high. After that, everyone in his division who was E4 and below couldn't afford food. So we cut a couple people out every night to hunt fish, check traps, etc. Good to go. You didn't get a good look at it. You're supposed to notice this stuff, Redneck. Redneck, you're supposed to notice it. Rifleman, hello, sir. Each other fed. I'll never forget Obama fucking us over. It's good that you all looked out for each other, Wayne. You need to see more of that, actually, dude. So what you didn't get a good look at was it was on a beaded chain, and it was the outline of Africa in black, red, yellow, and green. Black nationalist. So, So, work harder. Work harder, Redneck. Learn more. If you paid attention to us more often, you would know all these things because we've gone over it all years ago during BLM. Okay. So let's do this follow-up that I am going to find hilarious. Some of you might not find it hilarious. I find it hilarious. Here's this guy. Don't know much about him, right? Let's see. The Justice Department just secured superseding indictment against the Southern Poverty Law Center, and it reveals some new bombshells. So I'm sure you guys heard about this, where they were paying for stuff. Yeah. Okay, so let me go down here. Hold on. So they paid people to attend racist things, to host rallies, grow existing chapters, create new chapters, recruit individuals, donate to extremist leaders, purchase cross-burning material, create racial paraphernalia, and pay the living expenses. No, say it can't be so. No, field sources. Field sources. Let's see. The National Alliance. Oh, wow. The Nazi KKK leader. No, not the Klan. Oh, wait. Aryan nations. No. And they paid them to recruit people. Wow, they paid 3 dudes to stay in the Klan. No. Neo-Nazi National Alliance was getting paid. Wow, the chairman. Wow. I'm purposely drawing this one out for folks that might might lean that direction. Unite the Right. No way. That was a setup? No. All the guys at the tiki torches? No way. Wait, hold on. Paid the person $300,000. No way. Huh. National Socialist Movement and the Aryan Nations affiliate Sadistic Souls Motorcycle Club. 350. No. No, it can't be so. American Front. No. Wait, the national president? No. No, it can't be. United Clans of America. They were basically defunct years ago, but okay. And let's see. The wire fraud thing. Hold on, let me laugh a little bit more. No, I think that's all the groups that they say on there. So why am I bringing that up? Because people always like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So their big thing is they hate groups of people, right? Right? Everybody's going to say, yes. Yes, Steve. They hate groups of people. Uh-huh. But they got the money from those same people. Wow. All right, let me catch up. It's easier to see on my phone. It gets screwed up on here. During BLM, I was a rooftop redneck. All right, well, you still should have been paying attention, redneck. Oh. It's still asking for donations. Yeah, and they're going to and try to write it out. Yeah. And let's see, his was stenciled on his uniform so much with not an identification number. What, your social security number or your inmate number? NGO is funding racism. Yeah, redneck, that's pretty interesting, huh? But the reason I'm bringing that up, because, Joe Bob would tell you, we got to do this. We're looking out for the white race, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, he's got the SPLC, who I've been told is nothing but an organization ran by who? The Jews. Oh, so they're funding him to tell people that, and people eat it up. Huh. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Alrighty. Scott Pick says he may be a piece of shit, but he's not racist. All good. Demo Jews. There you go. I wasn't saying you were a piece of shit there, Scott Pick. I actually can stand you a little bit. Not too much. Don't get too excited, all right? And let's see. Where was I going? Oh, okay. Hold on. I am not going to post this one because I've seen it both ways where dudes are getting hammered and some dudes aren't getting hammered. But I am going... yes, Scott Pick. I do agree with that. I'm going to post this here. If it will work. Okay. And hold on. Let's see if it works. And then can I pin that somewhere? No, but I can put myself in timeout. All right. That is the video of the kid in England being killed, right? By the Sikh. Now remember, folks, there's a difference between Sikhs and Muslims. There's a difference. A lot of times Sikhs and Muslims fight each other for the same reason everybody else fights Muslims. Yeah? All right. Pin it to the top. I can't. On the StreamYard thing, it won't let me. So let me see if I can do it on my phone. Hold on. Oh, yeah, I can do it on my phone, though. All right, there we go. So it's pinned there. If you want, grab it right now. Go look at it. That's from one of the police officers' body cameras. It's bad. I got really upset. If Palmetto was here or Reed was here, they could probably attest to it because I was very mad after I seen that, and I wanted to do things that we don't say out loud. Yeah? All right. So let's focus on Scott Pick's comments. Latinas are hot. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay, we feel better now. Take some time and watch that, though, yeah? the second part of that. Okay, if you have a friendly neighborhood person from England or like Scotland or Ireland or whatever from the UK, pull them up and ask them what the difference is between American cops and British cops. Okay, I'll give you the short version. British cops are mall security. That's how it was explained to me, to give you the short version of how it was explained to me by real English people. Yeah? I don't like either of them. Wayne, I don't like either of them either. I want to know how I get my religion to say that I get to carry weapons and other people don't. Yeah? I just need to figure out how to get that in there. So although the entire country says you can't carry nothing sharp, pretty much in England, you can't carry anything to defend yourself. If you're a native of the islands, I'm trying to figure out how to word that leftiest. If you're part of the native population of the islands, you're not allowed to carry anything to defend yourself. While the what do they call them? The conquerors? No, that's not the word I'm looking for. Not conquerors. The globalist, capitalist. Dang it! I'm having issues with my ability to imitate the leftists tonight. Colonizers. Well, the colonizers are allowed to carry weapons. Yeah? And it's bad, man. And not only that douchebag needs to go to jail forever, they should fry him, but his mom needs to, and his brother needs to, and all the other people standing around there. Yeah? Especially when he starts screaming, oh, they said something racist to me. So, and let's see. Redneck says, Mall Cop, I've seen that movie. A 3D cell mag light works pretty good for walking at night and seeing the trail. Yes, it does. And, oh, dang it. I thought my old one was right here. What'd I do with it? I don't know where mine went. There's a special way to hold it so it works more effectively too. I don't know where mine went now. I thought it was right here. That's what I get for moving stuff around in here. Then I don't know where anything is. So yeah, it's not, it is as bad as it sounds. But I will play the 911 call. They call it 999 there, yeah? So, let me go here. And let me run it back. Okay, so this is from the 999 call.
In light of all of that, is the 999 call made to police by the murderer's brother?
It's emergency.
Yeah, we just been attacked by someone racially.
We've been attacked by someone racially. Let that sink in and think about all the stuff they're doing here in America.
Yeah, this.
Right.
He just attacked it. Took it to start. Sorry? Huh? Sorry, we just got attacked racially by some white person.
Right, okay. Where about?
We just got attacked racially by some white person. Now remember, this is what their little bobbies are hearing when they're coming to the scene.
How far are you?
We're on Belmont Road.
Just out in the street, are you?
Sorry?
You're just in the street?
Yeah, literally. I just parked up my car to come home and he attacked my brother.
We just got attacked racially. We just got attacked by this beep. So, did they call him a name there? Did they call Henry Novak a horrible name after the brother had stabbed him multiple times? We got attacked by this white guy. He just came out. Now, the thing is, we now know none of that's true. We now know not only is none of that true, but what the boys then did, the men then did, is they made a call to their mother. And their mother, who was not born here, by the way,
All right, the rest of it is just going through the story of what happened. But yeah, that's how they think they can report that. Yeah? That's ridiculous. They absolutely think that's how they can report that, and that race has a factor in there. Why does that matter? Okay, because we saw what happened there. If you haven't, grab that link, go watch it. Yeah? They think they're justified in doing that. Why? Because their mayors, their county commissioners, their whatever they call their Senate and stuff, and their wonderful prime minister, they all say, oh, race is bad, whitey bad, right? Look to the level they got there. One group of people cannot arm themselves at all, yet a special group can do things. And that's not just the knife thing. There's all kinds of stuff there, right? So let's go back in time to the story we were talking about earlier. The kid that stabbed the dude, right? That one got brought up. What's their defense? I didn't bring any of those videos because there's not enough there to really string it all together. But just think of how many other incidents we talked about where race is the defining thing. Yeah? It's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Without his flashlight. Oops. Let's see. Mag lights suck compared to the new stuff. Those D cells would be great behind a good LED light. I don't know, man. My 3-cell flashlight, the batteries always seem to run out all the time. Some other folks, they just seem to never find batteries to put in there. Some folks hit fast, some folks hit heavy. Okay, let's see. Scott picked they would be allowed to carry it in England, and you can get the LED conversion kits for when you don't bend the case over someone's head. Oops! Oh, hold on. It's so much easier on my phone, but annoying because I have to look down here. The Indian culture is a vast culture. The Sikhs believe they can kill peasants. Well, I mean, they might have a point there. Just maybe. But anyway, so you got to decide with the 3-cell, do you want it empty or full? You want to go faster or you want to go harder? No. All right. So then, this is the last one I have because I want to make the point here. So all this stuff isn't just here. Yeah? All this stuff, all those issues that are going on, it's global, man. At least in Western nations, yeah? So sitting on your ass not doing anything isn't helping. What do we have here? Stunning imagery in the UK as police refuse to kneel for 18-year-old slain white male Henry Nowak. Because remember, George Floyd, everybody had to kneel. So for you guys can see it in the left top corner, British police are on their knees. So now, what do you think the police officers were ordered to do in those 2 cases? Yeah? What are the people that are in charge of the police telling the peasants over here? Peasants? Look at all these peasants. And see, these people don't have any power. Why don't they have any power? Because the mayor didn't pull the police away. Get what I'm saying? Like's happening in New Jersey? Yeah? All right. Let's see. Took a knee and then shamed the whole country. They should have been tried. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they were ordered to be gay. Exactly. So England, France, Germany, they're a couple years down the road, right? And you say that'll never happen here. We have guns. They're trying to take your guns, man. Little by little, you know. Hold on. I got to approve that one there, terminal. What's it say? Yeah, all the guys who were on their knees blowing antics should have superior firepower to the rest of the population. They're the best of us. Okay, so one, we covered that UK cops aren't like US cops. And two, you're just upset that you're just a fireman. All right? That's not my fault. That's nobody else's fault. You woke up one day and said that you didn't have what it takes to be a cop. All right, so that was all I had lined up. Why? Dude, there's so much more going on. I'm not even touching on the Iran stuff right now because it's back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And if you guys know anything about the Iranian culture and the Muslim thing and the mullahs, you know it's all a game to them. At some point, they're going to have to drop the hammer. The only thing those folks understand is force, especially the mullah types, right? That's all they get. So all this little back and forth and, oh, they shot a bomb here and, oh, look, they hit an Air Force base. Okay, so they hit the rec center on an Air Force base. Right? Meanwhile, we blow up their missile launchers, blow up their command and control, and everybody's like, we're just picking on them. I don't know where all this anti-Americanness came from, but it's just coming out more and more. Me and somebody else who will go unnamed, we point out how some of these super cool kids, S2, just seem to be working for the other side now, you know? I don't get it. I guess it gets paid, you know? I appear to have hit a nerve. Yeah, so that's why I'm just staying out of it and not doing the day-to-day, oh my golly, they shot one missile at us. Let's run up the white flag and surrender to Iran. Yeah? So going back all the way to the beginning of this, when Redneck asked what happens if they get a nuke, I think you just start blowing the hell out of everything. Yeah? Just take it all down. And yeah. So they can't get any of the missiles out or none of that other good stuff, right? Everybody wants to say no new wars, but then they turn around in the same paragraph and say, oh, well, how come we haven't crushed them? Okay, can't have it both ways. Yeah? Does that make sense? So you can't, on the one hand, say, Trump said he wasn't going to start any wars, but Iran's telling us they were going to make a nuke. And they have, in case you don't know that. In case your little circle doesn't involve the Iran was going to make a nuke. That's why they have the enriched uranium. There's only one purpose for that enriched uranium. And if your little circle doesn't know that or tell you that, you might want to find another circle jerk to sit in, yeah? Because there's only one reason for all that, guys. And one of their vice president kind of dudes or whatever, the head of their Senate or something, came out and said, oh, yeah, we were trying to make the nuke in secret, just like Pakistan. So that way everybody would have to respect us. So, anyway, where was I going with that? So there's multiple things going on at one time, right? So while all this stuff's going on, China still wants to be top dog, right? I mean, I guess the Jewish people are going to have to tell the Chinese people to be. I never got that one anyway. So if the Jews ran the world, who's telling the Chinese what to do? Nobody. The Chinese do what the Chinese want to do. So there goes that theory. But anyway, okay, so all this stuff's going on in the big picture, right? The big world stage. And then when we bring it all the way down to like Western civilization, excluding the Chinese, right? In Western civilization, there seems to be one theme in all these countries. I don't know what it is. Migration, Muslims. There seems to be a common denominator. The normal suspects and all these. And then you bring it down to America. Why do I say it with 3 Ks? Because that's how they say it. And then we have things going on in America, right? And then bring it down to your state. And in your state, there's stuff going on. And then for some of us, we can bring it down to cities near us and or our city, yeah, where stuff's going on. So again, sitting on your ass isn't getting anything done. And excuses to sit on your ass are simply that, or just excuses. Hold on, let me catch up. Terminal, we're just going to let that one all go. Okay, I love you too, boo. And Rifleman says, some folks think they know more than they know, and some just say shit to be popular. Absolutely. Scott Fix says he's super special. Yes, you are. I don't know how to stress it to you guys. And more people are starting to say it. So I'm going to try to find people who are arguably better looking than me to say it to you guys that go vote, go get involved, go to school meetings. This is what they have done, right? I'm behind the lines. I know what happened to us. This is my lived experience, right? They're doing it to everybody else now too. And folks want to say, no, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm sorry, Tejas, you are the bullseye of what they're trying to get. If they can get Texas to fold, then we're done for the moment, yeah? And unlike some other fools, I don't want it to get to the ammo box. I really, really don't want it to. I'd rather get to the let's go square up in the street and like do the old gang fight with just the fisticuffs, yeah? Can we do that and settle it? That'd be much better, right? That way the kids and the women folk can stay at home. Hold on. For lead in the light, all that weight in the ski. You cannot alter it, Scott Pick. They check. Ask me how I know. Anyway. Yeah, so how did we get here? They started at the local level. So the answer is start at your local level. And if dudes say, oh man, I can't make it to these meetings because I'm working fucking 18 hours a day to try to feed my family. Okay, what's mama doing? Can we get one old lady to watch like 3 sets of kids and send 3 old ladies to the school board? Maybe to the city council meeting? Something? Can we just like tell the boss one day, hey, I need to go here? There's something to be done. To say that you're helpless and there's nothing that can be done, well, that means you're helpless and there's nothing you can contribute. So just be an eater, I guess? I don't know what else to tell you. And eaters used to be an insult when you called somebody that. Let's see. And Scott Fix saying they are gay. And Wayne saying, surprisingly, Tennessee is actually fighting back. The police, the state police, are catching illegals. We threw them out the voting districts in the ghetto, and people actually show up to meetings. Good to go. And let's see. Yeah, exactly, Redneck. They are already claiming victory in Texas. And I know I pissed the Texas dudes off, but honestly, fuck you. All the years of taking crap, being from California, hearing what, well, here's what we'd have done. Well, show me. Because the enemy is in your backyard. And what's the show me state? Is that Missouri or Oklahoma? Them fools, too. The same. Yeah, there's a gnat in here again. I don't know. They follow me in here. I should bathe more than once a month. The same thing with those guys, man. Oh, we're all real. We're this. We're that. You're just from California. Okay. They're taking over your states now, too. So show me what we should have done here when we didn't have a clue. And you can't say you don't have a clue because I'm giving you one. Dun, dun, dun. All right. That's the end of my little rant for today. And let's see. And hold on. Let me go back. Western Mecca, yeah. Attorney General has now called CARE and R both terrorist organizations. And Redneck swears I haven't pissed him off and I'm a Californian. Yep, I know. No way. I know not you, Redneck, but there's a Texas crew that I know I pissed off. Because, just like the guys in the Klan or the Aryan Nations or whatever that, thought all their homeboys were down for the cause. Hey, that Texas crew, yeah, y'all like to talk to me and not tell each other you're talking to me. It's pretty funny. Anyway, let's see. Rifleman saying Missouri's a show me. and you are surrendering and taking the black pill there also. That makes sense, Rifleman. Let's see. Wayne saying, since I've been here, we got a bit coiling mining place stopped, a data center stopped, a nuclear reflector plant stopped from setting up shop in our farmland. Okay, I agree they should not use farmland for that. The data center thing, I got questions about that. I mean, I understand that you don't want it right there on your farmland because farmland's for farming. But the whole anti-data center thing, who wants to win the AI race? China. Let's see. Scott Pick saying, done gravitated from one shithole desert to another already. Bitcoin, that's just an arc. Oh, Bitcoin. Oh, that's what a Bitcoin mining place. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get what it was before. Sorry. That's just in our county across the state. People are showing up. Outstanding. Forever Jesus, how you doing? Sure the hell don't want to put troops on the ground in Iran. It's worse geography than Afghanistan. Oh no, Redneck, what'd you say? I gotta hit the button. Oh, somebody else got it. Redneck saying we got one of them Aryan clan groups that hangs out here in this small town, but we don't ever hear much from them other than when they get a little too drunk and the cops break them up. Yeah, that makes sense. And data centers are bad for the environment. Yeah, cold-hearted. My question is where could they set those up? Oceans. I don't know. Seems like a simple answer to me, right? The cooling element doesn't have to be drinking water, does it? I don't know. These are questions I got that nobody's answered, you know? But I do know that it directly affects who's going to get the whole AI systems going at the same time or not the same time and all that. So I think looking into it and figuring out what will work and not work and where they should be and where they shouldn't be is something that needs more discussing than just it's the evil computer geeks trying to take over the world. Yeah. Wayne saying the problem with data centers is that they need to build facilities with water and power to support them. They keep trying to drop it in a rural community and use our power and water, driving outer bills through the roof and driving your bills through the roof and destroying our resources. And let's see. And Redneck says, my question is where the climate grifters on these data centers. See, that's my question too there, Redneck. So that makes me think that there's something to that we haven't figured out yet, right? I don't know. I know that there's places like if you took a data center and built it in the middle of San Francisco, that would probably work. So trying to think what can work because obviously they're needed. Does that make sense? Or are they not needed? We need to know that part too. Everybody with me on that? I think everybody's just gone on a bandwagon. But I utterly agree, completely, 100, on the record, agree. Farmland should not be converted into housing, data centers, whatever else, right? We need the farmland, man. Without the farmland, we can't feed. Yeah? I mean, unless you're in Oregon, they figured out how to get around that. Hold on. Resource. My question is where... yeah, okay. And why isn't Florida underwater yet? Yeah, exactly, Redneck. We are like mushrooms. They keep us in the dark and feed us bullshit. Well, that's because we need to get off the couch and go, hey, man, what's the deal with this? Let me do some investigating. Let me do some looking up. How many times have we gone over a subject here and then you see it or hear it somewhere else and they just read the headline? I see it all the time, man. I get to the point where I have to, like, I am one with the universe. I am not commenting on this. You know, the one where they were getting phones into the detention center, I actually made a comment. I said, they're allowed to get phone calls, man. You know, because some idiot wrote a thing. How do they get phone calls? I finally had enough. I'm like, because they're allowed phone calls. And I skipped the part where I said, you fucking moron that doesn't know shit about the fucking subject. But anyway. So, Anywho, that is all I got. Wait, hold on. What's Wayne saying? Oh, hold on. The comments aren't showing up on here, but they're showing up on my phone. I don't know why. Something got goofy with the comments today. Cold Hearted says, no, but drinking water is the cheapest way to cool. The wastewater is toxic and not place to go with it. One is going up near Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Last week, they went to city to see where they can dump. Wait, hold on. So they got wastewater they have to dump after they use it to cool it? See, that's why I don't understand all that stuff. Does that make sense? So, like, until we understand all that stuff, I don't think people should just be running around letting them be built, for one, and two, saying they shouldn't be built. Because if you don't know, you don't know, yeah? Wayne's saying they're needed, but they need to build facilities up first, not dropping them in existing communities, sucking up all the resources that we use. Agree. Cold Hearted says wastewater, the rate is 18,000 gallons a minute. Water is full of heavy metals. See, I don't even know how, like, isn't it just like computer equipment and it needs AC? I don't know. That's the stuff that would have to be explained, right? But people don't take time to explain that. They just fucking, yes, no. Wait, what did the big channel say? The big channel said no, so I'll say no too. You know what I mean? I don't know. I got questions. I guess, you know. Asking why too much? Yeah, I need to go back to the concentration camp, the re-education camp, whatever you want to call it. And Redneck saying, I swear some of these people I read in the comments on them videos and post, I don't know how these people made it to puberty and survived. Yeah, exactly, Redneck. Actually, there was a couple of years I saw on X. I'm like, I am one with the universe. I am one with the universe. Not against you, but what you were saying to the other people. I didn't want to jump on the bandwagon and be like, yeah, you fucking idiots. So I'm one with the universe, trying to work on that. All right, so let's see. Yeah, man, I don't know. And I think it's funny to see other people saying it now. Get off the couch, get off the couch. Yeah. Get off the couch. Do something. You can do something. If that means you watch the kids when you get home that day from work or whatever, you know, I don't know, you and a couple of the other bubbas take the kids to the park and let them run around because, you know, the sun's going to be up later. It's going to be summertime, right? And y'all have a case or two of beer, and then the wife comes from whatever meeting and they pick you guys up and the kids and go because we don't drink and drive, right? All right. Do something, figure something out. Don't be a helpless victim. Yeah? Blackfield. Don't be a helpless victim. Blackfield. I don't understand how grown men just run around being victims. I'm a victim to the system. There's nothing I can do. Hold on. Let me make sure I got hold on. Constant flow water in and out. Yeah, see, I don't even know all that, Cold Hearted. That's why I don't have a big, like, stance on it, except for if it was something like Wayne said. Hey, they're going to take all this farmland. Whoa, slow down. I got questions. Yeah? No. They didn't go through puberty. There you go, Rifleman. At least not mentally. Hard to go through puberty with your nuts cut off. Whoa! And let's see. Matter of fact, Redneck saying, heard some representatives that must have went to special ed class and have someone tie their shoes. I can believe that. I worked for some of those people being a good government employee. Some of the bosses seemed very slow. All right, with that, let's wrap this up. Do something. Get off your ass. Vote. Right now, people, why do you want to vote in California? Because right now, like we started off with, they are trying to count the votes. It would be easier to count the votes if nobody voted. And they try to get us not to vote. But every year I vote, just as a to them. Because that's one more they got to try to figure out where to find. That was a pretty good way of saying that, yeah? All right. What else? Pay attention to your local area to start, yeah? Once you got a good handle on that, pay attention to your county and your state. Just try to get that down, man, right? Don't let what happened to us here happen to you. Don't let what happened to us here and in Oregon and in Washington and in New York and in New Jersey and in Maine and, don't let it happen to you. Because the fight's on, You just got to recognize the fight's on. Everybody with me on that one? So you're either in the fight now or you just ain't in the fight. Oh. And let me catch up. And Rifleman saying, dumb people get promoted in federal service. Yes, sir. That's why I didn't get promoted. That works for me. All right. And people are dropping out. Probably people from Texas. And it would have to be potable water. See, I don't know any of that, Scott Fick. That's why I'm asking. They're too dumb to ask questions. Yeah, exactly, Wayne. So, all right. That's all I got. Let me know if you guys want me to, what do you call that? Bring up again, redo some of those videos talking about these different groups. Because if you guys were with us before I changed name and all that good stuff, you should know who these people are. Seeing that dude with the Black Panther stuff, you should have keyed up on it, right? Seeing the symbolism, you should have keyed up on it. Why? So that way you know, man, when you see that stuff in your area, yeah? And you're ahead of the game, you're ahead of the power curve, you're not trying to play catch up. I think that makes sense. I don't know why it doesn't make sense. All these groups that we've talked about in the past, they're popping up everywhere right now. We were talking about the socialist a long time ago. That was the first video that YouTube said you can't freaking, what's it called? Monetize. Because I took stuff right out of their website and put it out there. And it would never let me, even after they reviewed it, monetize that. Yeah? So, all right. Thank you guys for stopping by. If you guys see this in the replay thing, thank you for watching it later when you get a chance. And, hey, pass the word, man. Just the good folks. I ain't trying to get no idiots over here. Pass the word, let folks know. And as always, I won't do the hand thing no more. Stay safe, guys.
Today.